Recording in progress.
What is up, guys? Today is Monday. We're gonna go back at it with the basic sessions, and today we're gonna go ahead and go over the confirmation checklists, right? So let's go ahead and go with that. So, guys, I believe we did some sell examples. So today I want to go ahead and do some buy examples. All right, is that cool? That's all good, right? So again, guys, when we're looking for the continuation checklist right here, right? It's important you guys have this with you. I broke everything. I took all the stuff that isn't needed, right? Everything that you guys should already be knowing and should be doing per trade, and just keeping it simple with the confirmation checklist that's right here. So make sure you guys write that stuff down, put that in your notebooks, and put that in your trading view as well. So we're gonna go ahead and go with buys, right? When the market is bullish, guys, again, this is for my basic people, for the people who are advanced, it is what it is, guys, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? When the market's bullish, fam, we want to go ahead and look for some buy opportunities, right? That is the one thing that we should be doing. When the market is bullish, we should be continuing to look for some bullish movement, right? Now, let's go ahead and get into that, right? How are we going to find these opportunities, right? Now, the best thing we can do is wait for the confirmations that's right here, right? You have to wait for your BOSs to happen. It's very important you guys wait for the structure to form, because without structure, we really have nothing, right? So it's very important you guys wait for the BOSs to form and wait for this pullback so we can go ahead and capitalize around this area, so we can go ahead, answer around here, and shoot that market up to continue the trend. Guys, give me an 8 if that makes sense. Awesome. Let's go. So let's go ahead and break that down. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a drawing real quick. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and cover the continuation checklist, right? The continuation checklist. Everybody unmute and say continuation checklist.
Continuation
Continuation
checklist.
checklist.
Let's go. All right. Some buy candles make these things pretty dark. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and get into it. Right, as the market's going in its bullish movement, guys, it's very important that we wait for the structure to form. Right, super, super important. Excuse me. Super, super important. So let's go ahead, pull this down here. Now, guys, as the market is creating highs, we have to wait for the market to create lows. Like sometimes when you guys are trading every day, like sometimes you guys are participating in the market that's being formed, right? And if you can catch entries, then okay. But a lot of us are very, very new. So it's best that we just wait for this thing to form, right? Because a lot of the times when we trade every day, we could be building the consolidation that are the liquidity that the market needs, right? And you don't want to be liquidity, guys. You really, really don't, right? So we have to wait for this stuff to form, right? So as the market's pulling back, right now we have higher high and higher low, right? Higher high, higher low, right? So let's go ahead. We need this break of structure. We need this BOS. Now, guys, I like to go ahead and write this right here, right? Need BOS for buy opportunity. Need BOS for buy opportunity, right? Now, again, depending on the pair you guys trade, like it can be consolidating for a while, right? The market can go ahead and chill right here for a while and do what we have, does what it does. But as soon as we go ahead and get this BOS to the upside, then we are now looking for our buy opportunity. Guys, give me a 1 if that makes sense, right? Because we can go ahead and the market can do anything it wants under this line. It can continue to go down, consolidate, do what it does, right? And as soon as we get this BOS to the upside, we are now looking for some good buy opportunities, right? So let's go ahead. Let's see what the market's going to give us today. Oh, snap. News, baby. Market's being formed. Market's being formed. Now, let's just say, guys, let's just say the market wants to react off of this, right? Because sometimes it does that. That's why we have that line there. So let's go ahead. The market wants to go ahead and pull back. And then out of nowhere, we have something that looks like this. What's up? Good. Okay. Then we have something that looks like this. Guys, do we have a break of structure for the to the upside? You guys tell me. Unmute for me, guys. Let's get active today. Let's get active. Now we got some vets. Let's go
Yep.
ahead and
Yes, we do.
Yes, sir.
let's go.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go. Let's go. So we have this BOS, right? Now let's go ahead. Now that we got that, we've confirmed that. Let's go ahead and update. We have a break of structure. So now we've already covered, number one and number two. We know that we're looking for buys. Markets in an uptrend, we should be looking for some buys, right? We just got our break of structure to the upside, which is good. Now we have to find our starting point, right? Now, the easiest way, in my opinion, to find the starting point is find the breakout rally. Find that breakout rally, right? If you can see 2 to 3 candles, right? Maybe even one strong candle that looks like this, right? Something that looks like that, and it's a clear break of structure, that's okay too. If it's something that's suspect that looks like that, I would just wait for the next candle to form to see if we have something serious. And if it comes out just like this, boom, we have a nice solid break of structure to the upside. So as soon as you find that breakout rally, guys, follow that rally back down to the last selling candle, right? Last selling candle. Where would you be looking for the change of direction? Well, this example doesn't have a change of direction, but the other example will. Because sometimes it's not always going to have a solid, head and shoulder setup that looks like this. Sometimes it's not always going to have that. So you have to be aware and be able to see both. Okay. So as soon as we get this BOS, make sure you follow that back down. One candle, two candle, boom, last selling candle right there, guys. This is my starting point, right? That's my starting point. So again, the easiest way to find the starting point, guys, is find the breakout rally, right? You will identify a breakout rally. It's going to be 2 to 3 candles with strong momentum. As soon as you see that, follow that rally back down. 1, 2, boom. Last selling candle. That's my starting point. Does that make sense, fam? Give me a 10, give me a 2, give me a fire. Let me know, guys. I need to make sure that this makes sense to you
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Yes,
Awesome.
sir.
Cool, cool, cool. So as soon as we find our starting point, fam, right? We need to go ahead and find our entry. Well, we already have our entry, but our stop loss and our 1 to 3, right? So as soon as you find your starting point, right, you're already gonna have your entry. Now, again, not every structure is gonna have a super solid head and shoulder pullback. So you may not have number 4 inside of there. So you have to be aware, right? So as of right now, we found our starting point, we found our entry. Now we need to find our stop loss. So as soon as we find our starting point, guys, it's very important that we look for the lowest wick in that area, right? The lowest wick in that area. So we'll go ahead and use this green candle.
There.
Actually, what's up? All right, I'm gonna meet you guys. Cool. So as soon as you find that low wick, let's just use the red candle, right? The starting point, because sometimes that starting point will have the lowest wick in that area. So let's just go ahead and widen out our zone because we also have to use the wicks when it comes to the starting points, right? So we'll use this as my stop loss. Let's go ahead and identify that, make that a bit thicker. So boom, we have our entry, guys. We have our stop loss, and we have to find our 1 to 3 take profit. So our entry, and again, I said this last time, right? Last call. Depending on who you are, right? Depending on who you are. Some are going to be the first touch traders, and some are going to be the 50% traders, right? Which one are you? Which one are you, guys? You have to find that out, right? What does your pair do, right? Every pair has their habits, right? Some can be toxic habits, safe. It is what it is, right? But what does your pair do, right? I'm the first touch gang. I want to go as soon as the market just touches it, right? Just taps on it. Boom. I want to be in there and I want to be able to catch this move. I don't mind if the market goes in a bit deeper because I've seen over and over again where it'll touch the first touch and just take off, right? I don't want to miss it. So for me, I just adjust a little bit and I'm willing to hold a bit of drawdown so we can go ahead and catch the move, right? Give me a 2 if that makes sense. Let me know, guys. Let me know. Let me know. Awesome. Now again, pick one. Don't take both. Pick one and stay consistent with it, guys. Okay? Pick one and stay consistent with it. Right? I like to enter at the first touch. And I know Miguel likes to enter right at that 50%. So, just stay consistent with what you're doing, guys. We should all have the same stop loss nonetheless, and we should all be risking 1 to 3 minimum, right? So keep that in mind. I'm going to put that over here. So we already pretty much have our continuation locked and loaded, right? So as of right now, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, right? We're waiting for the market to come back into our buy zone, give us an opportunity so we can go ahead and shift the market, in that upward trend and continue trend. Is that making sense, guys? Does anybody have any questions regarding the continuation checklist and how to find our starting points and entries inside the market? Telling you guys, draw this stuff out, man. I draw it specific, like I draw it very specific for a reason, right? So make sure you guys are taking the time to draw this stuff out and have this stuff in your notebook. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna go ahead and go with the reversal. Now again, guys, every trend, right? Whether it's an uptrend, we're gonna deal with the uptrend example right now, so we'll just stay with the uptrend. Every trend is going to have their long-term trend and their short-term trend. What do I mean by that? Right? If the market is going higher, guys, if the market is going higher, understand that the pushes to the upside are the long-term trends. Long-term trend. Long-term trend. Give me a 2 if that makes sense. Let me know. You guys can unmute. We can go ahead and get vocal on this call. You know what I'm saying? But this is where we go ahead and make the advanced very simple, guys. Right? So this is where we start to pay attention and focus up. Because if you can understand this, your trade is going to level up in the next 6 months for sure. Right? So this is the long-term trend. Now, we also have a short-term trend, right? When the market pulls back before that continuation. Short-term trend. Short-term trend. Does that make sense? So it's very important. Like for me, guys, you can try to catch sales. I'm not saying you can't catch opportunities because I'm sure you can, right? I'm definitely sure you can, find these opportunities and take them down. I know that Junior's a really good counter trend trader. Neri's a very good counter trend trader. So you definitely can catch, these counter trends for sure. Not saying you can't. But for me, guys, if I already know that the market is going up higher and the market is bullish, I would much rather just, do my best to try to catch the buys, and continue with that long-term trend. Is this making sense so far? Let me know. Right now, this is the thing, right? The long-term trend will always be on higher time frame, right? So let's just say the black line, this is the daily time frame, right? The black line is the daily time frame. Now, the short-term trend, we already know what's going down on the lower time frames, guys. It's looking like it's downtrending. It's looking like it's downtrending. And then what happens? Boom. Market starts to consolidate. We go ahead and sweep, and then we continue in that bullish movement. Does that make sense, guys? So on the lower time frame, this is what we have to look for. It's going to get a bit more messy, but this is where understanding your breakout structures and understanding where your change of characters are supposed to be is very, very important, and it actually helps a lot. So as soon as you guys get to understand market structure, higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, BOSs, change of characters, guys, this is going to make a lot more sense and it's going to go a lot more smoothly. So I hope that makes sense, guys, because the higher time frame, again, higher time frame will look a lot smoother. Less candles, you'll see clean BOSs, and clean change of characters. And on the lower time frame, you have to go ahead, you're going to see a lot more candles. It's going to get a bit more messy. But this right here, guys, is what we have to go ahead and mark up. Because again, this is the short-term trend right here, right? We want to be able to catch this reversal that's happening. Short-term trend, the reversal to go ahead and continue up. Is this making sense? If anybody has if they have any questions about what I'm talking about right now, guys, this is your time to unmute and give me a question mark. And it's okay if you do. It's okay if you do. So guys, unmute. Let me know this makes sense, please. Because literally no one said anything right now.
Makes
So,
sense, bro.
so what you're
Cool.
saying is
Makes sense.
what you're saying is that basically like the short term trend is like internal, and then bigger wave is external.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. Exactly. So good, guys. Let's go ahead and we'll take a look at this example up here. Right? We already know that this is the long-term trend. Market made it smooth. Long-term trend. Right? We want to go ahead and focus on the market structure on the way down. On the way down. Right? So let's go ahead and we will make some market structure. I'm just going to use the lines for this because it'll get real, pretty messy. But again, guys, use levels. Use levels, guys. If you guys have levels, use it until you start feeling confident with your own naked eye, then you're good, right? But still, for myself, I still use levels, right? So again, when the market gives you that BOS, levels is going to help you find your breaker structure. So as soon as you see this blue arrow, match that with that blue box, and it's actually going to highlight this zone for you, right? Now, the same thing on the way down. On the way down, guys, we need to focus on the red arrows because at one point, as soon as the market gets inside of here, we need a red arrow to get disrespected with the blue arrow to let us know we were right? Because that short-term trend is giving us red arrows. Why? Because we are getting break a structure, red arrow, break a structure, red arrow, break a structure, red arrow. Does that make sense, guys? So as soon as we get to this blue arrow area right here, we need this red arrow, BOS, to now get clapped and give me a blue arrow, right? As soon as we get that blue arrow, guys, we can start looking for some more, buy possibilities. So let's go ahead and just cover that real quick. We get some consolidation. Cool. We get a BOS at the downside. Let's go ahead and we'll mark this up. We have a bearish BOS. I like to label my colors or label my BOSs and things with colors. That way I understand, right? Because I know, right, with the continuation, we are in an uptrend. But on the way to my buy, there's going to be a slight downtrend. So I like to have my, my BOSs colored and labeled. So let's go ahead. The market gives me another BOS. Cool. Let's mark that up. Now, again, guys, every BOS we get to the downside, levels is going to give me a red arrow. Red arrow. So where should my change of character line be, guys? If this is my last BOS, where should my change of character line be? Well, to the upside. Yes, this is for the downside, right? You're right. If the market disrespects, we're looking for some sales. You're right. But I'm talking for the upside.
Upside. How bad, bro? Right here.
You're good. You're good. You're right, though. Awesome. So right now, this is my change of character line. Let's go ahead and mark this up. If you can delete those, that'd be great, bro. Appreciate it. Need change of character for buy opportunity. Cool. Let's make that a little smaller. Cool. Right. So we already know if the market wants to go ahead and go higher and we break and close above this, the market is ready to go. They're going to save this zone for later. We'll go ahead and start looking for some buy opportunities. Right. So let's go ahead and continue. let's say the market wants to go ahead, consolidate for a little bit. It happens, right? As soon as we get this BOS, we got to label it. We got to label it, right? Levels is going to go ahead and give you another red arrow. Now we just continue to adjust. Boom, my change of character line. So guys, notice this. Levels will give you the arrows. So now what we need is for the market to go ahead, disrespect, give us that change of character so we can go ahead and start looking for some buy opportunities, right? But until that happens, guys, we are sitting on our hands and we are waiting right here, right? We are waiting right here. Let's go ahead. Market continues down. Let's say it consolidates one more time, and then we finally get our very last BOS into our buy zone. Cool. We have another red arrow, and I need to bring my change of character line down. Awesome. So at this point, right, we can already have test traded this area. But if we're wanting to wait for some extra confirmation, right? How do I know I'm really, really right? How do I know that I am right is when the market makes its way and closes above your change of character line and your red arrow, right? That's when you know you're right. The market went your way and did what it was supposed to do. So as the market makes its way, we have to go ahead and wait for that blue arrow to happen. Boom. We finally got the blue arrow to disrespect the red arrow. Does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
And we got this
does.
change of character. Boom. So as soon as we get that, guys, it's go time. We can start looking for some extra buy opportunities, right? For some extra buy opportunities. So, when I see something like this, automatically I think inverted head and shoulder, right? With my last BOS, this is my left shoulder, guys. And this is why I have you mark it up like this. This is why I mark it up like this. And this is how you stay sharp and in line. Because if you forget to mark up your BOSs, I promise you, if you are new, you're going to be a little confused, right? And the best way to just take that off this, take that off the trading page and off your mind is to just continue to mark up, guys. Mark up your BOSs. You're not going to look like a loser for having your chart marked up, I promise. It makes you look good, actually, right? So mark that up. Your very last BOS, that's going to be your shoulder. Gonna make that black, lighten that up a little bit. All right, that's gonna go ahead and be your shoulder. Now, we're also gonna have a starting point in this area as well, right? If you like to trade off the starting points, there should be another blue box right here, right? Again, you see the blue arrow, you match that blue arrow with the bulls, there should be another buy opportunity right here. So when the market wants to come back, we can start to look for some more buys. Guys, let me know if this makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes
Let me know
sense.
if this makes sense. For me, I'm just going to keep the starting point just so we can have it, super clean for the example. So we have the continuation play right here, right? Continuation play that we had to identify in order to look for some buys. That's the long-term trend. Boom, long-term trend right here. Now, as the market pulls back, we have to identify the reversal so we can know when that next long-term trend is coming, and that's here. We have to identify the reversal in here. So let's just go ahead. I'll look at that right now. Reversal checklist, right? Trend, we already know, we're going to keep it fairly simple and the same, right? The trend, structure, I don't believe you need to do a whole lot of top down, but I'll leave it there, top down, because again, trend, is this the downtrend we're looking for the reversal on? Yes. Do we have breakup structures? Yes. Right now, next, we need to add in the change of character, right? This is where we need to add in the change of character. Oops. change of direction. Now, as soon as we get this change of direction, guys, everything else should more or less fall into place. We should, why? Right? Automatically, as soon as we have this change of direction, we should have a starting point created, right? Because also levels is helping us find that blue arrow, right? As soon as you have this blue arrow, there should be a starting point in this area. So that should already come with that, right? Now, again, the head and shoulder pattern. We should have something that looks like a head and shoulder. May not be the cleanest, right? I will be honest, sometimes they're just not freaking clean. That's why marking this up is very, very important, guys. Right? So as soon as you have that, that's going to be your left shoulder. So we're going to have something that looks like this. Boom. So now we have two opportunities. Yeah, you could probably, yeah. Now we have two opportunities. We have a starting point and the inverted. And again, we're looking to continue those buys. Guys, let me know if this makes sense, fam. Let me know if this makes sense. Let me go ahead and see if I can widen that just a little bit.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
makes sense.
Yes.
Super important, guys. What's up? I didn't hear that last part. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Cool. Guys, go ahead and take a screenshot of this. Go ahead and take your screenshot. I'm gonna go ahead and actually put something right here as well. Our next stop loss would be here. Widen that up. Right, again, long-term trend, continuation checklist. In that short-term trend, right, we're looking for the buys. We have to look for that reversal. So we have to mark it up the same, right? I hope this makes sense, guys. If this doesn't make sense, you're not asking questions, you know, it's very hard for you to get the ball rolling, right? So if you have questions at any time when we start marking up, please ask. But are we good to continue with today's session? You guys want to go ahead and look at some charts?
Yes.
Awesome. Let's go.
Yep.
Guys. Take that screenshot,
Yeah.
man. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Cool. What's up, Zoom user? What's up? What's up? You could unmute, it'd be best, bro. If you can, if you can.
So I got the reversal, right? The change of direction, since you get it to the upside, you're still looking for buys, right?
Correct.
Right. That's cool.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if it broke through my stop loss, I'll be looking for sales.
Yes. If it closes below, right, then we would be looking for sales. Correct.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Cool. Are we good? We good? We good? Awesome, guys. Cool. Awesome. Let's go ahead and continue. Let's go ahead and take a look. What pair you guys want to look at today? What pair you guys want to look at? Let's go ahead and look at gold. I told you guys, low-key, gold gave that push up I was telling you guys about last week.
Let's look at the a peso afterwards.
Well, actually, let me go ahead and look in the chats. I saw that some people were sending.
For sure.
But I will. I will. Who was sending Winnie the Pooh, bro? Crazy. Crazy. All right, let's look at Zoom users chart. Take that. This is USD/JPY. I'm guessing this is your shoulder. That is a shoulder. Where's my annotate? This is a shoulder, higher high, higher low, higher high, change of direction, right? I would be looking for the market to come back, give me that opportunity. Let's see. Yes, we have the BOS starting point. I would have liked the market to come back and then continue that sell. So that's a bummer right there. But sometimes that happens, you know. The only thing that we can do, guys, is identify a setup and wait for the possibilities, right? We don't chase nothing. We really don't chase nothing, right? So that's good. I like that. Keep getting your hands dirty. BOS here, starting point. That looks good as well. I would like to line this up on a 4-hour time frame just to double check and see what's going down, even daily. But yeah, this is looking good for sure. Wait for change of direction. Let me see who's saying something. I'll pull that up right now. Pull that up. I'll pull that up right now. Oh, but this looks good. BOS. Yes, that is a clear BOS. This is a clear liquidity sweep. That's good. Waiting for change of direction. Awesome. Yep, I would be looking for this too. I would be looking for that too. So awesome, bro. Way to get your hands dirty. This would be a starting point violation. I'm sure that's why you have that there, right? We were looking for some buys to continue up, but the market failed and we broke and closed below. So yeah, everything right here looks good, bro. Continue to get your hands dirty. I like that. Let's see. Enrique, my boy Kike. 1 minute, 1 minute. If we can break and close below here, I would not mind seeing if we can take that. Because this is what I would be looking at, right? We have the BOS of the upside right here, BOS. And what I'm looking at is this low pushed up and made this high, right? So now this high went down and made this low. So what I would like is for the market to actually go ahead and change character, continue down first, and then we'll go ahead and see if we can catch something, right? So that's what I would like. I'm sure this is a 1 minute. I'm sure you're just following the fibs. If if I'm wrong, you can tell me. But I'm sure you're just following the fibs on this time frame. But this looks good though. I do like the liquidity that's right here, especially if we can continue down. I would like to see if we can tackle some of that liquidity. But yeah, that looks pretty good.
Nice, bro. Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because I did also like that area. You see that? Then check out the next picture I sent you.
Okay.
Pretty much I've been waiting for this to start coming down for those buys you're looking for.
Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and share the screen so they can see it. Uh-oh. Man, that scared me. My computer froze for a second. Let's see. Can we make this wider? Oh, yeah. Let's see. I do like that. I do want to see if we can push a bit lower. This is the 1 hour time frame, but I'm pretty sure if we go up to, let me see. Come on, annotate. If we go up to the 4 hour time frame, oh my goodness. If we go up to the 4 hour time frame, I'm pretty sure we have a BOS here. This is all one candle, right? All one color. I'm pretty sure that's the black, right? So black's bullish on his chart. And we should have a starting point in this area to possibly continue, right, with some bullishness. Come back, continue back up. So yeah, I would not mind to see if we can do that. We'll take a look at that right now too. Let's see. CTO. Let's see. Now let's see. Can you guys see this? You guys can't see this picture, right? I don't think you can. You guys can. All right. So you guys can see this, right? Okay, cool. So yes, this
Yep.
is an example of a long-term trend, right? Obviously, the trend is going higher, but this is the 1 hour time frame, right? You can see that's the 1 hour time frame. So on the monthly time frame, I'm pretty sure this is just a massive, 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 just one candle, right? But notice how, right? This right here was the short-term trend, higher high, higher low, right? This was the short-term trend in this bullishness, short term. And then what happened? This low shot up and made this high right here. So you can see that this push up was a lot larger than this push down, right? Would you guys agree? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. 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 And again, right? This push down was a lot shorter and we continued going up. Boom. Long-term trend. This high pushed down and made this low. Very, very short right here. But as soon as we get here, boom, look at that long-term trend, right? So that's what I'm talking about, right? And look at this. Notice this. Look at this, guys. Look at the structure. BOS to the downside. Change of character. There's most likely a breakout rally here on a higher time frame, right? I mean, it's everywhere. Everywhere. Market's already in this area and starting to push up, right? So I like this. I like this example, actually. I appreciate that.
Thank you. You're welcome, brother.
Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me pull up the chats. I know we got some people sending in some charts. Okay, we got one more. Jennifer. AUD, this is the daily time frame. I would have to take a look at this. I definitely want to take a look. Because I do see that it's actually pretty nasty. And that actually does look pretty good. So let's go take a look at some stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at AUD real quick. All right, let's go look at USD JPY. Look up USD JPY. So check me out, guys. Let's go to the daily time frame. Notice how we have simple structure, right? It looks a bit easier to read. Now we have a nice BOS. Now look at this, guys. We're gonna focus right here. We're gonna focus right on, let me see. Can I go back real quick? USD JPY, what's I on? I want those confirmation checklists. What was I on? Ah, man. It's all right. Makes me sad. All right, let's go to USD JPY. Daily time frame. Cool. So let's go ahead. Notice, guys, we have a clean break of structure to the downside. And levels is letting me know, hey, we have a red arrow. We should be matching this red arrow with the bears, right? If you press BOS, it's just going to go ahead and mark up your BOSs for you, right? You're actually going to see everything, right? So it actually does a lot for you, which is pretty lit, right? So if you don't think that's a BOS, go ahead, look at the red arrow. You can go ahead and turn these things on. It'll mark it up for you, which is pretty fire in my opinion, right? We match it up, boom, we can see that we have a starting point right here. So cool, guys. This would be your continuation, right? If the yen is going down, right, or USD JPY in this example, right? I want to just focus on what we're, breaking down today. If we're going to continue with that bearish trend, right, we want to go ahead and capitalize on this starting point, right? But what can we see inside of here that can go ahead and give us some extra confirmation? Let's drop down to the 4-hour. Now I could already see this on the 4-hour time frame. Once I drop down and I can see something, I really don't have to drop any lower. If you want to, you can just to see a bit more candles, but you really don't. Notice how we have a push up, we have a high, a low, and we get our very last BOS to the upside here. Actually, let's start from down here. So notice how we have this push up, higher high, higher low, and we get the BOS, right? That's important to notice. So let's go ahead. This is our bullish BOS on top. And again, we're in a downtrend. So let's go ahead and label this with our bearish BOS. Are these candles small in your chart? I mean, are you on a phone? Right? We're in a downtrend, so we're staying bearish BOS, but obviously this is that counter trend, the short-term trend I was telling you about. Right? So again, market pushes up, gives me a high, gives me a low, and we push up one more time into that sell zone. Now, that's a good thing. That just gives us another BOS to the upside. So let's just go ahead and update. Cool. Now we can see we get the change of character right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just label that as well. Change of direction. That was in red. We're on the bottom. Awesome. So cool, guys. We can already see that we have an entry setting up right here. And let's go ahead and drop down the lower time frame. Or before we do that, guys, if we can go ahead and the market can make its way back up here and give us an opportunity, what can you see just with what the market is giving us right now that can give us incentive to say, okay, I do believe the market can come down and take out some things? Do you guys see anything specific on this chart? I'm talking to the vets right now. Try to look at the bigger picture, guys.
Is it the liquidity?
It is a liquidity. Who said that?
Teresa.
Nice, Teresa. Good stuff. Yeah, so we do have the liquidity here. So that's good. If the market can continue to go back up, the market actually just traded some trendline liquidity. We have equal lows right here. Market continues up, made more equal lows, which is just taken out right here. But we continue up, and as soon as we get this drop, we would have liked the market just to continue and give us another sell opportunity, right? But it doesn't. It rejects off this zone, continues to go a bit higher. Now, if we can go ahead and chill right here for a little bit and range sideways and possibly make our way up to this sell zone, I would not mind taking this sell and continuing that stuff down. So we can go ahead and take this out and, give us that new BOS to the downside. Right. Yeah. When you see liquidity that's left over, you're just like, all right, cool. This is a pretty decent setup, right? I just have to wait for the market to come back and give me a sell opportunity. So when I go back to a 1 hour time frame, check me out, guys. Look at what I told you guys, right? I draw these things out for a specific reason. Notice how this is the counter trend, right? We're looking for the sell, so we need more red arrows, right? In the uptrend, in that short-term trend, we're gonna have some blue arrows, right? So we have blue arrow. Now that the market's in my zone, I need for the market to change direction and give me a red arrow. So we know that the trend stopped from going bullish and is now going bearish. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know. I'm telling you guys, use levels, man. It's a cheat code. It's a cheat code. And it makes trading a lot more fun and simple, in my opinion. So if I'm looking at this, I can already, red arrow, match that with this. It looks like this was taken for the starting point. I mean, that was like a snipe. There's like no drawdown on that. So that's okay. But I still like to see if we can go ahead and get this right shoulder. Guys, anytime you see a change of character and it does not give a right shoulder, I'm looking to take those, right? We have left shoulder, neckline, head, change of direction, right? We would have liked the market to come back and give me an entry and sell, but it didn't. It continued to fall, right? And look else what it, look what it does. Gives us some trendline liquidity to the downside. Boom, continues to fall. So the market wants to come back in this area. I would like for the market to come back, give me a right shoulder so we can go ahead and take this opportunity and send the market back down. I see phase 1, 2, and 3. Is that correct? Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Paul. My boy was focusing on like 2 calls ago, which is good, right? If you can see those things, that's great. Right? So let's go ahead and break that down. We had phase 1 right here with the consolidation. Shout out to the Texas squad, right? I love how they box up their consolidation. I like that. It tells me that they're understanding liquidity and that they have to wait for that to be swept, right? So phase 1 is liquidity. Now, as soon as we go ahead and get this BOS or liquidity sweep to the upside, that is phase 2. That is important, right? So as soon as we get our BOS, that's phase 2. And as soon as we get this change of direction here, that is phase 3. And we can now continue to look for some sell opportunities. So everything played out perfectly. We just still have to wait, unfortunately, but that's the name of the game. The people who can stay the most patient, usually end up, making things happen to them. Yeah, go Texas for real. I mean, we be beefing, you know what I'm saying? But it's love, it's love, it's love, it's love. Me and Gio, we going at it right now, head to head, but it's love. Good luck to the boy. And what were we looking at earlier? What were we looking at earlier? AUD USD. Oh, it was AUD USD. Cool. Let's go up to the daily time frame. Go up to the monthly real quick. So guys, on the monthly time frame, the market is continuing down actually. We do have a change of character here, but it doesn't look like it's holding up very well. Right? Not to say that it can't, because technically our stop loss is here. So the market can continue to drop down a bit more before it actually starts heading back up. But the way it's looking right here, it kind of doesn't look, or I'm sorry, right here, it doesn't really look like it's ready just yet. So let's take a look. Let's just mark this up too to see if we swept, liquidity, and then how structure is. Bring that a bit closer. Cool. So on the weekly time frame, we can see that our starting point is right here. Right, again, red arrows, match that with the red bears, boom, that's our starting point. As we drop down, notice how we have blue arrows. Now, I ain't gonna lie, with the dollar going down and AUD just sweeping liquidity, right, we can possibly get some upward momentum, because this starting point looks like a lot of liquidity right now, right? It really does. Right, not to say it can't hold up, and not to say that it can't, give a rejection to the downside before continuing up. It definitely can. Right, but I'm liking the buy structure a lot more better than the sell structure. Right, if it was looking something like this, nice sweep, nice strong to the downside, then I would be thinking a bit differently. But it looks like all of this, to be honest, just looks like liquidity to me. Trend line liquidity. So I want to be careful there. Right? I definitely want to be careful there. But notice how we are pushing up to the upside now. And we finally look like this is the daily time frame. We sweep liquidity to the downside, right? And we go ahead and change direction. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So check me out. Notice, guys, levels is giving me a blue arrow. Blue arrow. And we just broke structure to the upside. So we should mark that up, right? We should mark that up. This is the closest buy opportunity right now. And if the market is bullish, the dollar looks pretty bearish right now. I ain't gonna lie, right? It's been doing its thing. So if the dollar is bearish, then AU is going to do the opposite and be bullish, right? So if it really wants to go, this is the next buy opportunity, boom, and it's gone, right? If it wants to come back down and give me a real good, swing, I would definitely love to see if the market can come down here and give me like a really good opportunity. We could, send this market up. But let's go ahead. So again, let's go ahead. We have blue arrows, right? So if we are looking for buys, if we want to continue this buy bias, we should be having some type of red arrows in here, right? And we need to have those red arrows disrespected, and we need those blue arrows, right? So let's drop down. As of right now, we don't have any red arrows on this time frame, but I'm gonna go ahead and put that right there because that is a sweep as of right now. Mark that up. BOS the downside. Awesome. So let's drop down one more. See if we can get some red arrow action. One more, because there should be one. There isn't one. All right. Now again, guys, it's a scanner, right? If we're able to see it with the naked eye, see it, trust it, right? Again, it may miss some things. That's okay. It is what it is. But if we can see it, trust it. We can also see the market give us a BOS to the downside right here. I'm gonna go up to a 30-minute, and I'm just gonna use this, right? This is my change of character line right now. Need change of direction for buy opportunity. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put a red arrow here because I know there should be one. All right. So cool. I mean, honestly, this looks like an ugly setup because it looks like we have some equal lows. I mean, technically that's a sweep, but that'd be an ugly sweep to be honest. So I would still be looking for this zone to hold. This zone to hold, continue down, give us another sweep, and then look for something in the morning. But yeah, guys, we need for the market to continue up. If we're looking for buys, we would like to see the market do its thing, change direction, so we can go ahead and get a blue arrow. As soon as we get that blue arrow, guys, it's game time. It's game time. And if the market keeps going, you're like, oh man, this is gonna be a good move. It's gonna be a good move because all we have to do is wait for it to come back, right? And then we do the same thing over again. We find our red arrows in this way down and look for that blue arrow on the way up so we can go ahead and look for these moves. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know. Let me know. Would not mind that at all. Would not
Yeah,
mind
it
that at
makes
all.
Yes, sir, bro. Thank you.
Yes.
Yep. Dang, was this a counter trend, bro?
Yeah.
Yo. Oh, did you say yeah? Okay. Dang, this was a pretty decent counter trend. I mean, let's see. Change of character here. And that was like barely missed, but that's crazy. Crazy, crazy. All right, cool. Yeah, so this looks a bit ugly. I'm not going to lie. I don't like how it looks kind of like equal low type vibes. Anytime I'm looking for like a good reversal, oops. I want to see a strong low. Like I want to see a strong wick to the downside. Even if this wick was looking like this, right, a bit lower, and then it started to push up, I'd be like, okay, now it's ready. It shook liquidity, right, shot the market down, and we're starting to head back up, right? So it doesn't look quite ready yet, but we'll see by the morning. If it's way up here and it's obviously broken closed above that and it's holding in this area, we can start looking for some buys and send the market back up. So just keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. Let's see what you got, Kenny. US 30. I have this zone too. I do have this zone too. I didn't have this one, but I do like your eyes. Usually, whenever I see the charts like this, I don't know why, but you see how it's just a candle? I usually start my zone from that candle, and because it doesn't have a wick, I usually just put it right here. And that tends to do me solid. So anything that looks like that, guys, I'm not opposed to doing that. It's definitely worked out for me. Start my zone here. This would be my wick, right, per se, and then I would end my zone there. We have a nice thick zone we can use with my stop loss at the low. But honestly, this looks like the next best buy opportunity, but I'm just not looking. I'm not liking, honestly, all this liquidity that's been formed right here. Like it even goes like down to there, if I'm not mistaken. Like it just does not look good. So I want to be cautious with playing with buys, right? I'm not really leveraging a lot inside of this liquidity that's forming inside of here because we can see the market is literally moving sideways. This is the 1 hour time frame. The market stopped going higher and it's going sideways now. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's go to the monthly time frame. Oh my goodness. Look at that, guys. Who would have liked to catch, and oh my God, back-to-back BOSs. You see the blue arrow, match it. Boom, snipe. You'd be up right now. Same thing happened right here. BOS. There should be a blue arrow. Let's drop down one. Blue arrow. Match that with the bulls button. Snipe. You're up right now. So let's go ahead. Let's just take a look at this, right? We have our blue arrow. Now, again, if you see a blue arrow, you can also press BOS. Levels is going to tell you where your BOS is. So that's also clutch, right? Super, super clutch. So we have bullish BOS, right? We know long-term, right? The long-term with indices has been bullish. Oh my goodness. Long-term with indices have been bullish. Now, if we zoom out, we're on the weekly time frame, right? Look at this. Bullish as can be, right? Bullish as can be. So with that, we know long-term, we should be looking for more buys. So boom, we have our BOS right there. We can go ahead and end it with this. Our starting point. Send to the right. Now, we don't have any red arrows here. But again, if we're looking to continue buys, we need to see some type of structure, right? We need to see red arrow, and then we need to see that blue arrow come in so we can go ahead and look for some confirmation, right? So let's go ahead and drop down. Now look at how clean this structure is on higher time frames, guys, right? Literally, it almost looks like this. Less candles, right? Less candles. High, low, that's barely a high, low, high, low, high, low, high. You can see everything fairly clean, right? Now let's drop down to the daily. When we're now starting to see structure. And this was even a snipe down here. Jesus. Gotta love it. Now check me out. Look at this, guys. Red arrow. We know we're looking for buys. This red arrow needs to get clapped. We need to see the bullishness. We need to see that blue arrow. As soon as we see that blue arrow, press the bulls button, the level's going to have your back, right? Now, again, we're looking for buys. So check me out. We have our first red arrow here. Let's go ahead and have it marked up as BOS, but red because it is a bearish BOS to the downside. Awesome. Cool. Now check me out, guys. As the market gives me BOS, notice how we start to consolidate. Now, this is a good thing. When you see the market consolidate back and forth right above your buy zone, guys, that is a good thing because now we have incentive to go higher. So when the market drops down, clears liquidity, right, we're looking to buy here, but now there's incentive to go higher. Does that make sense, guys? So when we see something that looks like this, oh, that's incentive. We are looking for some bullishness. Appreciate you popping on, Teo. Right, we are looking for some bullishness. But look, check me out. Check me out. We see we have our very last BOS. Make this red. Bottom. Cool. Now, my change of character line, I would like it to be right here, especially with indices. Like, I don't like getting full to indices, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to play aggressive, your change of character line could be right here, right? I know Oren likes to use this area, especially with this example. It's good to make things clear, right? I know Oren would like to use this as my change of direction, right? But for me, I know that this low made this high and everything inside would be internal structure, internal liquidity. So I want the highs and the dominant highs and the dominant lows to get broken. We made a new low. The dominant high was just broken and we have that change of character. So I like to use these, right? It's much more clear to myself. So let's go ahead, change of direction. And again, guys, trading, it's all bias. You know what I'm saying? So if you're like, you know what, I'm willing to play a little aggressive. Hey, if that's what you like to do, play it. If you don't overthink while playing aggressive, it is what it is. But sometimes I do tend to overthink. And I'll be honest, right? We're all human, right? We all have these emotions that run through our head in the chat. What's up? Josue?
Question, man. Question. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Good,
Question.
man.
I wanted to ask you. So, are you a little bit more hesitant to take a setup if the like let's say on the scanner like it's not showing like those like arrows those uh, those like sorry man of
No, you're good.
of those like those like red arrows or is it
If
just like
you're
a
someone,
preference of you?
it's preference, right?
Okay.
So if you feel comfortable like using the scanner because you've seen it work over and over again,
Yeah.
then wait for these things to happen. You may
Okay.
miss out on opportunities.
Right.
Understand that you may miss out on opportunities, but if that's how
Yeah.
you feel comfortable in
Right.
the market, it's all about being comfortable, guys.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, like I feel like when I see this, I feel a little uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know this is the dominant high. So what
Right.
if this happens? What if the market clears this high, touches this, and then boom, we get this and we start to head back down.
Yeah.
So for me, I've seen that and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take that out of the equation and just use the high. So it's all off of preference. But if you're
Okay, man.
someone who is new and the beginner guys, I would trust the training wheels, right? Let the training wheels help you. You don't have to be too aggressive. Are we good, Josue?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Solid,
you.
man. Yeah, of course, man.
Yep. I wish there was like a 2 day. I wish there was because this is a strong push up, and if we go up a time frame or two, these small red candles wouldn't be here. So there should be a blue arrow, but yeah, there's no in between on levels, which is fine. It's okay. Well, look, we got one right here. Right, we can now see these red arrows are now being overtaken by the blue arrows. And as soon as we break and close that higher time frame arrow, watch us go to the daily. Boom. Red arrow has now been overtaken by some blue arrows. So that's a good thing. But now we have to wait. So for me, my previous BOS before the change of character, this is my shoulder zone. Make this black. And for the starting point, I'm just going to use the one that Levels has right here because I would like to adjust and go to a different time frame, but we'll just keep it simple. But this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good with my stop loss at the low. Now, this is a swing, guys, right? So keep that in mind. A lot of you guys aren't going to want to risk these amount of pips on a really big, setup like this, but this is really good. So this alone on a swing, right? Swing opportunities. You're already risking 613 pips. With 0.01, that's $613. But you can already see our take profit range would be a 1 to 6. 1 to 4, sorry. 1 to 4. So that's pretty good in my opinion. But again, that's a lot to risk. 316. I would like to see if we can even risk under like 100, right? And it just all depends on what the structure is. But, we have to take what the market gives us. But for something like this is way too big of a zone for me. So for me, I have the ability to trade minis on my broker. If your broker doesn't have that, then look into it. But my broker allows me to trade minis, so I like to with something like this, with 613 pips, I'm just gonna trade a mini and make that $6. $6 loss, right? Until I wait for something clear. Now again, notice this, guys. We change character and the market starts to consolidate. So once the market comes back down, we already have incentive to go higher. Now, again, I want to focus on the red arrows down here. Red arrow, red arrow, red arrow, red arrow, red arrow. So when the market gives me an opportunity with that blue arrow, boom, we can now take something. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense, fam.
Yep.
This right here, I don't know when this is gonna happen.
Yes.
I don't know when it's gonna happen, but whenever it does, we'll go ahead and take some opportunities. And this right here, I can see being the next swing because obviously we want to go ahead and continue and break out and close above these zones. And then what's going to happen? We're going to wait for the same thing to happen again. Oops. Same thing to happen again. Consolidation, drop, and then continue, right? So takes time, guys. It takes time, right? So again, instead of risking something that looks like this, I just want to make this clear. This is a lot to risk pip-wise. Now, I would like to see if we can go ahead and get something like this. So we can go ahead and have a way tighter risk and with the same TP so we can have a much better risk to reward, right? So I hope that makes sense, guys. But that's it for me, guys. I am late, like always, on a leadership call. So I will see y'all on Friday. I hope you guys got some value out of this call. If you did, I would appreciate it if you guys put some feedback into the Powerhouse chat. How many people do we got? We have 30 people on the call. I appreciate you guys for staying on the call with me. I appreciate that. And I know somebody got some breakthroughs, right? And I know we have a lot of beginners on this call. If this made sense to you and you're grasping this, amazing. Know you're on the right track if you're grasping this. And if you aren't, it's okay. We all have our time in our learning process. Just stay consistent. Stay consistent, right? I don't talk about anything else but the same thing, right? So eventually you will get it. We have the boot camp, we have go live. So just stay plugged in, guys, and things will start to click soon. Trust me. Sometimes it takes us a while, and that's okay. We all have our time. All right. Oh man, I'm talking to this camera. Bro, y'all tripping. Y'all. Oh yeah, my bad. This camera looking at y'all. Tripping, bro. But with that being said, guys, I will see you guys on Friday. Trade responsibly, baby. Let's go. Let's clap these markets. Peace out, fam.